All right, so we left off on example 4, subtracting with unlike denominators. It's the same thing with adding. We just have to be careful because this minus sign applies to everything behind it. So we just may have to distribute if we have more than 2 terms behind the minus. But we'll get to that. First thing we want to do is find our least common denominator. So we need to factor our first denominator and factor the second. So how can we factor 2x minus 2? We can take out a 2. So we're dividing both of these by 2. What are we left with when we take out a 2? X minus 1. Now let's factor our other denominator. It's trinomial, so we need to ask ourselves, what are 2 factors of 3 that add to negative 4? Negative 3 and negative 1. So we have x minus 3 and x minus 1. Do we have anything in common between these 2 denominators? X minus 1. So since the x minus 1 overlaps, we only include one of them. So our least common denominator would be 2 times x minus 1 times x minus 3. This is going to be the denominator of our answer. Now we want to multiply something times our denominator in our first fraction to get it to be this 2 times x minus 1 times x minus 3. Right now we already have 2 and x minus 1. So what's missing? X minus 3. So we multiply the top and the bottom here by x minus 3. We don't actually have to multiply the denominator together because it's already multiplied and it is this here. So we're good there. We just have to multiply the top together. So it is x minus 3 times x plus 2. So we always have to distribute, or in this case, we have to FOIL. Our first terms, so x times x, gives us what? X squared. What's next? 2x, and then negative 3x, and then negative 6. Now we want to do the same thing in our other fraction. So we already have an x minus 3 and an x minus 1 here. So what's missing to get it to be this? A 2. So we multiply the top and the bottom by 2. You don't have to do the math on the bottom because that'll already give you this. All we need to do is just multiply the top times 2. This is x minus 1 times x minus 3. So we're just multiplying the 2 because that's what's missing from here. So we just need to make sure we distribute this 2 to both things on top here. And since we're just subtracting, we keep that subtraction sign and everything else goes behind it in parentheses. Because we're going to have to distribute that subtraction sign. But we'll get to that. So first we want to distribute. What's 2 times negative 2x? Negative 4x. What's negative 1 times 2? Negative 2. So this is our new numerator. Our denominator is just this. So now we just want to simplify our numerator. What should we do first to simplify this? Distribute the negative. So x squared plus 2x minus 3x minus 6 plus 4x plus 2. So I just distributed the negative. Now I can simplify more. I need to combine all of my like terms. So I have an x squared term. Do I have any other x squareds? Nope. So I start with x squared. What comes next? So 2x minus 3x plus 4x. So that would give us 3x. Perfect. So plus 3x. And then I have a minus 6 plus 2, which would be negative 4. So that is my numerator. My denominator, again, just stays the same from what I had in the beginning. So this is 2 times x minus 1 times x minus 3. And that's our answer. All right, let's factor the top. So this would be 4 and negative 1. Yep, that works. So we have x plus 4 and x minus 1 over 2 times x minus 1 times x minus 3. Do we have anything in common on the top and on the bottom? X minus 1 and x minus 1. So we can cancel those out. So we are left with what on the top? X plus 4, and what on the bottom? 2 times x minus 3. And what is our restriction? What can x not equal? X cannot equal 1, because we had set whatever we canceled out, x minus 1, not equal to 0. Add 1 on both sides. X does not equal 1. So this is our answer. Alright, so number 5, we have to find the least common multiple of 5x cubed and 10x squared minus 15x. So we're doing pretty much the same thing we did in the first part of the last one. We found the least common denominator here. It's not fractions, so it's just not in the denominator. We're just finding the least common multiple, which is the same thing, essentially. So what are all of our factors of 5x cubed? We have 5 times x times x times x. What are all of our factors of 10x squared minus 15x? What do we have in common between 10x squared and 15x? 5x. So what do we get when we take out a 5x? 2x minus 3. Do we have anything that overlaps between these two? A 5x here and a 5x here. So we only include one of them. So our least common multiple would be 5 times x times x times x, so 5x cubed. We are not including the second 5x, but we do need to include the 2x minus 3. So this is our least common multiple. We do that same thing to find our least common denominator. Okay, we did number 6 together, so let's look at number 7. First thing we want to do is find all of our factors of both of our denominators. So what are our factors of 3x squared? 3 times x times x. Now we want to factor 9x squared minus 12. So what do 9x squared and 12 have in common? A 3. So we can take out a 3, and what are we left with? 3x squared minus 4. Can we factor 3x squared minus 4 anymore? No, because 3x squared is not a perfect square. So what do we have in common between 3x times x times x, 3x and times x, and 3 times 3x squared minus 4? a 3. So the 3 overlaps. So we only need to include one of them. So our least common denominator would be 3x squared times 3x squared minus 4. Now we want to multiply the top and the bottom here by whatever's missing from our denominator here. So we already have a 3x squared. What's missing? 3x squared minus 4. So we're going to multiply the top and the bottom by 3x squared minus 4. 3x squared minus 4. So 3x squared minus 4 times 1 would just be 3x squared minus 4. We want to do the same thing in our second fraction. So in our denominator here, we already have 3 times 3x squared. So what's missing? So we have 3 and 3x squared minus 4. But we already have a 3. Just the x squared. So we already have the 3 and we already have the 3x squared minus 4. So just the x squared is missing. So we multiply the top and the bottom by x squared. When you multiply the bottom together, you already get this, so we're good. We just need to multiply the top together. So what's x times x squared? X cubed. And we're adding here, so plus x cubed. This is our numerator, and this is our denominator. Can I simplify my numerator anymore? Can't simplify, but can I put it in standard form? X cubed plus 3x squared minus 4 over, what's our denominator? Perfect. So this is our answer. Can we factor the top here? Nope. So this is it. Let's look at number 8. What's the first thing we want to do? Factor the bottoms. So what are our two factors of negative 12 that add to negative 1? Negative 4 and positive 3. So x minus 4 and x plus 3. We want to do the same thing for our other denominator. What's in common between 12x and 48? 12. So we can take out a 12. And what are we left with? X minus 4. Do we have anything in common in our two denominators? X minus 4. So x minus 4 and x minus 4. We keep one, but we don't keep the other. So we only need to list it once. So what is our denominator and our answer going to be? Times x minus 4 times x plus 3. So you have to keep one of them. You just don't need to write both of them. You don't want to write both of them. So this is our denominator and our answer. What do we have to do next? We got to see what's missing. Just 12, because we already have this x minus 4 and x plus 3, so just 12 is missing. So we have to multiply the top and the bottom by 12. Multiplying the denominator by 12 already gives us this, so we don't even need to multiply that out. We just need to multiply our numerators. So what's 12 times x? 12x. We want to do the same thing for the second one. What's missing? We have a 12 and we have x minus 4. X plus 3. So we want to multiply the top and the bottom here by x plus 3. So multiplying the denominator together already gives us this, so we don't even have to work that out. We just want to multiply the tops together. What do we have to do to multiply 5 times x plus 3? Distribute the 5. So what do we get? So plus 5x plus 15. So this is our numerator. Can we simplify this or put it into standard form? Yep, we can combine our like terms. We have 17x plus 15. And then what's our denominator? (12 times x minus 4 times x plus 3. The order doesn't matter. Whatever order you want to put it in. If you want to say x plus 3 times x minus 4, that's totally fine. So this is our answer. Can we simplify this? Does it factor anymore or simplify? Nope. So that's it. We're good there.